Did you know there's a city in the middle of one of the hottest deserts on Earth? A city that literally rose from ancient ruins, burned down, and was reborn stronger every time? That city is Phoenix. And just like its mythological name, the bird that rises from its own ashes, Phoenix, Arizona, has done exactly that. Long before skyscrapers, freeways, and shimmering pools, the valley where Phoenix now stands was nothing but dust, sand, and sun. The Sonoran Desert, one of the driest regions in North America. But even in this harsh land, life found a way. Nearly 2,000 years ago, long before America was a country, an ancient Native American civilization known as the Hohokam built one of the most advanced irrigation systems in the ancient world. Hundreds of miles of canals that brought life-giving water from the Salt and Gila rivers into the desert. Their canals turned this dry valley into farmland, supporting tens of thousands of people. For centuries, crops like corn, beans, and cotton grew here under the desert sun. But around 1450 CE, the Hohokam suddenly disappeared. No one knows exactly why. Maybe floods, maybe drought, maybe social collapse. Their canals were buried by dust, their homes swallowed by the desert winds. For hundreds of years, the valley slept in silence. Fast forward to the 1860s. After the American Civil War, a former Confederate soldier named Jack Swilling was riding through the Salt River Valley. He looked across the desert and saw something strange. Faint lines in the ground, old trenches that looked like canals. Swilling realized these were ancient irrigation ditches, remnants of the lost Hohokam civilization. He had a bold idea. What if we use them again? What if we bring water back to this desert? In 1867, Swilling and a small group of settlers began digging out those old canals by hand. They diverted water from the Salt River, and just like that, green fields began to return to the desert. They called their small settlement Swilling's Mill, but soon renamed it to something more symbolic, Phoenix, after the mythical bird that rises from its own ashes. Because that's exactly what this place was, a rebirth from the ruins of an ancient civilization. By the 1870s, Phoenix started to grow. The canals made farming possible, and word spread fast. Cotton, corn, and citrus grew well in the valley. Settlers came from all over looking for new land and opportunity. In 1881, Phoenix was officially incorporated as a city. Back then, it was still small, just dirt roads, wooden shacks, and a few hundred people. But there was something special about it: ambition. They dreamed of making the desert bloom. And to do that, they needed more than canals. They needed power. The early settlers realized that if they wanted to keep growing, they needed a way to store water year-round. The desert rivers flooded during the rainy season, then dried up completely in the summer. So, in the early 1900s, they started one of the most ambitious engineering projects in the American West, the Roosevelt Dam. Completed in 1911, the dam created Roosevelt Lake, storing millions of gallons of water for irrigation and drinking. It was a game changer. The dam brought stability, jobs, and electricity. The desert finally had control over its greatest challenge: water. Phoenix began to flourish. By the 1920s, it was no longer just a farm town. It was a modern city, connected by roads, railways, and trade. Then came World War II. The U.S. military saw the open desert, clear skies, and warm weather, and decided Phoenix was perfect for air training bases. Thousands of soldiers and pilots came to train here. After the war, many of them stayed. They'd fallen in love with the sunshine and open space. New neighborhoods popped up, businesses opened. Phoenix was transforming from a quiet desert town into a booming post-war city. By the 1950s, something else happened. Air conditioning. The invention of affordable AC made it possible for people to live comfortably in the desert heat. Suddenly, everyone wanted to move to Phoenix. The population exploded from about 100,000 in 1950 to over 1 million by the 1980s. Today, Phoenix is one of the largest cities in the United States, home to over 1.6 million people, the beating heart of the Valley of the Sun.
Its skyline glows against the desert mountains, and its streets are filled with people from every corner of the world. The same canals that once carried water for the Hohokam now feed a modern metropolis lined with tech companies, universities, sports arenas, and art districts. It's a place of extremes where 120-degree F heat meets ice rinks and skyscrapers, where ancient canals run beneath modern highways, where every sunset feels like fire and every morning feels like a new beginning. Because that's the spirit of Phoenix, to rise again and again, no matter how many times it falls. By the 1950s, Phoenix was no longer just a desert town. It was transforming into a booming metropolis. The invention of affordable air conditioning made living in the desert comfortable. Suddenly, people from across the United States started moving here in droves. New neighborhoods sprang up almost overnight. Shopping centers, schools, and parks followed, transforming Phoenix into a modern urban center. Phoenix began to expand outward. Communities like Scottsdale, Tempe, and Mesa grew rapidly as more families sought space, sunshine, and opportunity. The freeway system expanded, connecting the suburbs to the city center. The city was no longer just a collection of neighborhoods. It had become a sprawling urban landscape stretching across the desert. The economy of Phoenix began to diversify. Agriculture remained important, but technology, healthcare, and manufacturing became dominant industries. By the 1970s, tech companies and electronics firms were setting up offices in the Valley of the Sun. Universities like Arizona State University became hubs of research and innovation. Tourism also grew, with visitors drawn to the desert landscape, resorts, and golf courses. Phoenix was no longer just a city of heat and sand. It became a cultural hub. Art museums, music festivals, and theaters began to thrive. The Heard Museum showcased Native American culture, preserving the heritage of the Hohokam and other tribes. Annual events like Phoenix Film Festival and First Friday's Art Walk attracted artists and audiences from around the world. With rapid growth came challenges. Phoenix faced extreme heat, water scarcity, and urban sprawl. The desert climate demanded innovative solutions. Reservoirs, irrigation systems, and water conservation projects became critical. City planners worked tirelessly to manage traffic, housing, and sustainable growth. Despite these challenges, the city's spirit remained unbroken. Today, Phoenix's skyline is a testament to human ingenuity. Skyscrapers rise against the desert mountains, reflecting the sun in brilliant orange and gold hues. Tech firms, banks, and healthcare companies dominate the skyline, showing Phoenix's economic power. Neighborhoods like downtown Phoenix and Camelback Corridor buzz with energy, combining modernity with desert heritage. Phoenix is also a city of sports and recreation. Professional teams like the Phoenix Suns, NBA, Arizona Diamondbacks, MLB, and Arizona Cardinals, NFL, call the city home. Desert parks, hiking trails, and golf courses give residents a chance to escape the urban heat and embrace nature. Events like the Barrett-Jackson Car Auction and Phoenix Open Golf Tournament bring international attention. Phoenix is a melting pot of cultures, with communities from all over the world. Mexican, Native American, Asian, and European influences blend in the city's food, music, and traditions. Phoenix celebrates diversity with festivals, cultural events, and vibrant neighborhoods. This multicultural energy gives Phoenix its unique character, a city that thrives despite the desert's harshness. As Phoenix grows, the city faces new challenges: climate change, water management, and sustainable urban planning. Innovations in solar energy, desert architecture, and green infrastructure aim to make the city resilient. The spirit of Phoenix, rising, adapting, and thriving, continues to guide its residents. No matter the heat, the droughts, or the challenges of growth, Phoenix rises again and again. From the dusty canals of the Hohokam to the shining skyscrapers of today, Phoenix has always risen, stronger, brighter, and bolder. Its people, its culture, and its spirit remind us that no challenge is too great. The desert can bloom, and the impossible can be achieved. And just like the mythical bird it's named after, Phoenix will keep rising again and again for generations to come.